I'm gonna record because this is gonna be a ridiculous video.
Because
it
nonsense
really-
is already happening.
It really
yes.
is.
So I've been on vacation for 5 days, and
Really?
all I've done is work on my room. Like I organized all the hero clicks.
Yeah.
They're all organized now.
Yeah.
I have like microphones hanging from the ceiling.
By organized, do you mean in shoe boxes? Because I'm not really sure how else you would do it.
They're in comic boxes, but I have singles of each one. I don't doubles of each one. So
Oh, that's right. I think you asked about if we wanted it, and I didn't reply.
I have about 2,000 extras.
Oh
so...
man, I might. Yeah, I might. I mean, I'm just thinking. They're small, so they don't take up a lot of space. That's good. I just don't know how to play.
So it's changed.
I assume you still click. That's part of the deal.
Kinda.
That's the main thing they changed.
So they used to have a yellow ring,
clicking.
a blue ring, and a red ring for the same character. So you need to have all 3 power levels of the same character. You need 3 characters.
Oh wow!
Or 3 hero clicks. Now it's all 1.
Oh, okay.
So
interesting.
Then you get an experience card, like how experienced is this person.
That's
so it's way more like D&D now than it's its own thing.
Well, I understand that better anyway.
Yeah, definitely. Did you guys want to just talk about crap, or did you want to talk about these cookies that are delicious?
I just ordered some of those.
Hold up
yet.
Hold up. So
wait, are we sponsored?
And we become one person?
It's not those. But
oh yes.
Let me tell you, these are not as good as I remember.
No. But you know what is good? The circular ones with the hole in the middle, the stripes.
Oh yeah, those are very good.
I could eat the whole thing of those in one sitting. 2 things of them, probably.
You know, this is gonna be a fat conversation. I can see it now. You know the cookies that you get on the flight sometimes. That's like the coffee cookie that you shove in your mouth.
Oh yeah.
They have chocolate dipped ones.
Oh, I bet those are pretty good.
And they are remarkable. I would like to remark about them.
You have.
Oh,
great.
Oh, Murray will be very happy to know that I have now a computer that uses the RGB lights. It now rains across my whole computer. And when I type, it changes color.
Whoa.
So I've entered the stereotypical RGB world now.
Oh man, I have a bunch of RGB lights too.
Yeah, but yours are set to white.
They are set to white,
just like mine.
But they do rain through the case a bit. But yeah, they're all white.
All white rain.
This is not speaking about how we prefer life in general.
It's true. I gotta stay away from any white rain.
You guys want to talk about the comics that are on the read schedule?
I would love to hear about them.
Yeah, I know.
I think I've only read one so far.
Which one have you read?
And it is the one that Murray probably wants to hear about.
All right.
Superman versus Imperious Lex.
Yes, Superman versus Imperious Lex, or whatever it is. Yeah.
Okay.
Let me get this open.
Let me share it.
Oh yeah, that would be good.
Share screen.
Now, somewhere in here, we missed the second. I mean, we didn't miss it.
Yeah, it's in the pile.
Yeah,
it can be gotten if needed.
But we reviewed 1, and now we're on 3.
Yeah, I don't feel like very much was missed. Yeah,
no. In fact, you could have told me this came straight from the other one, and I would have been okay with that.
Okay, so if you remember correctly, this is old Superman and old Lois Lane, so they aged at the same time.
Right.
And then Lex lives on a planet by himself.
Oh, right. Yes.
And he's got the
I
robots
remember.
that he sends out to kill things. I mean, to take over a planet. And then the people that live on the planet
and stuff
are very Trump-like followers, and Lex is very Trump-like.
Yes.
So the monsters are disabled. Lex's world is kind of falling apart a little bit. And in the second one, Superman came over to help, and Lex kidnapped Lois. And then Lois got free, and Lex almost killed Superman because it's the red sun. And then Lois.
That's why he moved there, right? Because he knew he could potentially be safe.
Lois saves Superman, and they get out of there. So that's where we left off.
The red sun actually makes Lois stronger because she's mad at it.
Right.
That is how it works.
She's got like a 6 head. Like her forehead is huge.
Yeah. Yeah. Massive.
That's the red sun for you.
So these.
Oh, it's on Earth. Never mind.
Are you guys seeing? You guys see my screen?
Okay.
Yeah.
These conversations that happen in this council are pointless.
Yeah. Yeah. They don't really mean anything.
This guy says they're the ones who demanded to leave the United Planets, and now they're broke. So tough tacos. He's a water cooler, and he says tough tacos.
Yeah, he does. I thought you were making that up when you said it, and I saw it on the page.
Too much time on Earth, I guess. And then of course Superman kind of makes it all about him. Which he does a lot. You know, they're like, oh no, this scene is directly out of World War II with the
German currency.
The German currency. And it happened again when East fell, but
right.
Where they have barrels of what they call money, which is these red crystals, which we find out more about later. And then Superman kind of like makes it about him. He's like, and sometimes in showing mercy to others, I'm Super Baby. I'm a Kent. I'm a Kent. My name's Martha. You learned that from Batman vs Superman. And then, long story short, Lex is turning everything around, as in they're saying the numbers are going to hell. Our currency's worth nothing. And he says, just flip the numbers. Flip the numbers. They don't mean that. And then he gives us like rip-roaring speech that he's going to find out who did this to him. And he throws his little robot friend under the bus.
Under the bus. He's kind of like, it's his fault.
And then he throws
he let Lois Lane escape.
Yeah, exactly. And he throws him over to the moon.
Yeah, he throws him to the moon.
Real quick. He finds all the broken mind bended robot animal things that
the ones that Superman disabled.
Disabled, I remember that.
He brings them back to life.
Yeah, he fixes them.
And then takes them to Lex's planet. And they start eating them.
Yeah, they start eating all the people.
Yeah.
There, Lex was getting his face fixed again. I remember it's like stapled on or something.
This is Lois Lane in the bottom corner referring to Hawaii. That she's been on Lexor more times than she's been to Hawaii.
And she has a flying suit, so she can just go to Hawaii pretty easily.
Yeah. She doesn't need to hold Superman's hand to fly. So the news keeps being very positive, and then the people finally realize that Lex is the bad guy.
Oh yeah, when they come back online, they don't remember their original programming, and the little robot's like, "Oh, you're supposed to bring the riches back to Lexor."
Yeah,
and the robots are like, "I don't remember that, but we could." But we can harvest that planet for resources.
Right.
He's like, no
planet.
Yeah, and so they go there and start killing people.
Then Lex goes, aha, look what I made. A pillar of red crystals that magnifies the red sun's power.
Oh.
And then the people go, no, you don't.
Oh, yeah, because they want their money back.
And
yeah,
then
the people somehow figured out, and I can't remember where, it was like someone saw one of the defeated robots and was like, wait a minute,
right,
these are our robots and they're attacking us.
Benefactor? They didn't know that they were robots.
Right. They didn't know that there was robots attacking other planets.
Yes. So then Lex is kind of lonely, and I mean, look how happy Superman is. Look at that S on Superman's chest.
Yeah, he can barely press that button.
He stands for extra hope. Extra hope. I mean, his cape goes around his arms. Okay, so that's it.
What a great comic, you guys.
Then we don't have any secondary comic like they said they would do.
Oh, well, at least it's a continuation of something that we knew about.
Yeah, it was awful. I don't know. So my take on it is I understand that they're trying to just milk the Trump thing to death.
Oh yeah, they really did that.
What I don't understand is why this is a Superman story at all.
Or why Lois is there with him.
Yeah, I mean, this could be...
She doesn't appear to have actually done anything.
This could be a Booster Gold story.
Oh, that'd be a cool comic. I'd read that.
You know, and there's nothing here that says this needs to be a Superman story. Except for Superman making the story all about himself, about how humans need to give us friendship and happiness and love, like parents, like my parents.
Martha.
And Pa Kent.
Yeah.
Your dad was named Pa? My dad was named Pa.
There's no way we could kill each other anymore.
You called your dad Dad?
Your dad went to Hometown Buffet? My dad went to Hometown Buffet.
Whoa. That's definitely a reason for being friends.
Yeah. Well,
actually, that may be not a good reason for being friends.
Well,
it's a great reason for being fat friends.
You'll all die from the same thing at the very least.
Yeah.
Rob, what did you think of this thing?
I'm trying to remember what I gave the original comic, because honestly, it's pretty much the same feel.
Yeah. Yes.
I want to say I gave this like a 2. And I kind of feel the same way still. I didn't hate it as much as like I thought it was dumb.
Right.
And
it was like written for an 11-year-old.
Right. It was, the story is very simple. Like, it's easy to understand like what's going on here, but you kind of come back to like, okay, but like they could have just, I mean, I understand that the robots were killing other planets and that's why they did this.
Yeah.
But like, why is, I don't know, like Lex is always like super okay as long as he's in power, but it's like he can't be in power and not hurt other people at the same time. I don't know. Yeah, I'll give it a 2.
So that little robot is still his friend at the end?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
The Wally guy? Yeah.
Heck, even after he blamed it and sent it to the moon, it was like, I'm gonna earn back his trust. And it's like, you didn't lose his trust. He threw you under the bus.
It's a weird thing to do, right? Like, hey, this is the robot that betrayed us. We're not gonna kill him. We're gonna send him to the moon.
Well, you know,
yes.
We already know the people on the Lex planet weren't like the smartest.
Isn't that how they punished Superman in Superman 4?
He went to the moon voluntarily.
Oh, okay.
I wouldn't know. I've only seen 1 and
2. 3 and 4 is where the money's at.
Yeah, you gotta see those before they get any worse.
I
2 was bad. I really got to watch the other directions.
Oh, 2's not bad. Okay, so 2 was bad because Donna left with 15 minutes to go. So it all very much fell apart. Donna is the original Slider, without the child dying, but with the fighting with the head honchos of the studio,
and not needing to make Superman 2 4 hours long for him to understand.
Right. Yeah, I mean, there is the nice thing about this comic is it's not 4 hours long. That's gonna be my benefit to everything from now on. The nice thing about Death is it's not 4 hours long. I thought it was a piece of trash. I give it a 2 as well. It was a royal piece of trash. It's not worth the paper it's printed on, and people paid $6 for this.
Oh wow!
I also really like the panel that you've set on there. The one with Superman's like it looks. I realize that he's been punched in the face, and he's kind of supposed to be doing the like, oh, like you got me on the jaw, but he really looks more like he's like, so
gone are the days where like the gesture that they're showing matches the amount of text they're showing. Like you could not say that amount of text while doing this and looking,
or any amount of text.
Right. Like,
yeah,
it's just weird. Okay, I do want to talk about, and we're doing this quicker just because we're pretty much out of time. So we're going to try split these videos up. Probably not this time, but I do want to talk about Nuclear Family.
I started this and I didn't get a chance to finish it.
It's not magical.
No,
but it's good. So
yeah.
I want to talk about. So remember the last time it ended where the family runs into their shelter, into their house, into their shelter, because the nuclear strike alarms go off, and their house directly gets hit with a nuclear bomb.
Yeah, right. And nothing happened to the house.
And nothing happened to the house. And they walk out of the house, and these guys that's on the cover right now are pointing guns at them. So these guys are now in their house, and they're kind of going through their crap and like, coffee, we haven't seen coffee in years, right? Rice Crisp, Michelle hasn't seen these ever in her life. So they just kind of going through the stuff. The family's trying to understand what's going on. They say there's zero. The world is a desolate nuclear waste dump. And there's no nuclear measurement at their house. So the guy takes his mask off, and he's the neighbor from the first comic. And he's like, you're a commie. I don't know who you are, but how do you know so much about me? And he's like, we fought in Korea together. Right? And he's like, you're a dirty communist. So they've well established that the house is nuclear free.
Yeah.
So they decide to move them out of the house.
To a much more dangerous area.
They're like, you know what? We got to get out of here.
Without masks for them. They just drop them in the back of a truck and they drive. So then they drive up to this big city. And the mayor of the city comes out and goes, hey guys, what do you think this is? And he's like, Milwaukee. And he's like, we haven't called anything Milwaukee in a really long time. Just as it should be. And then they talk about like what actually happened, that the Russians smashed up America and America smashed up Russia. And they built this place. So then the little girl says, wait, I think I figured this out. What year is it? And he says 1968. And the guy that was bombed says 1958. So there's a 10-year difference. And it was as if they never existed before those 10 years.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
And that's where it ends.
Oh.
So they've kind of set up. And then there's this terrible comic in the second half.
Oh, I forgot. The other one had that too.
It was awful.
Project Patron.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was they really set it up now for a proper story. Like the mystery has begun. So anyhow, the art style is still super weird. It's weird that this guy's turned into Dan Aykroyd.
I kind of like that about him.
It's not. I don't know where they're gonna take it, but I like where they're taking it up until now. It doesn't make sense always, but I'm sure there's reasons why they decided to do things the way they did. It takes the guy way too long to take off and put on his mask.
Yeah, it's like a whole page of the guy taking his mask off
and putting it back on here. It's like starts there and eventually gets here and he's put it on. And he's talking the whole time.
Now, yeah, and it's interesting that he recognizes him, but the other guy doesn't recognize he recognizes the army guy and the army guy doesn't recognize him.
Yeah. It's I don't know. It's the most intriguing comic I've read recently. So.
Just based on what you've said and me I think I read the first few pages and then I hadn't got to the rest of it, but I think I'd still give this about a 4. Like, unless this goes someplace really dumb, like, I don't know, atomic bombs cause time travel.
There's a very high likelihood that that's what's happening.
It could be.
There's a rift in the universe somewhere that they transported themselves through.
And I'd weirdly go along with that, I guess.
How about if the family just accepts where they are now and the father starts a stand-up career?
Yeah, the next comic is the last one, and it's just them being like, well, I guess this is where we are now. And they just like settle into it.
He just makes jokes about things that no one else understands because he's like 10 years in the past and from a different
nuclear war jokes.
Right. It's like, man, that Korea, we kick butt. Well, that's it. I mean, so the Marvel one is awful.
It's funny. I read more of the Marvel one than I realized I did. Because I'm looking through it now.
So I thought U.S. Agent.
Like I got about halfway through it.
Yeah. I thought U.S. Agent would be interesting because of Falcon,
right?
And Arm Guy, but it's really awful.
Oh, now I see where that screenshot was. I think Rob.
Yes, Rob.
Someone sent.
And she's in it later too.
Oh, great.
What I like about this comic is that every time he falls out of a plane.
Every time?
Yeah, apparently it happens a lot. He breaks his shield and then he goes over to the van. Wait, where is it? He goes. Here it is. And there's a tray of shields.
There's a bunch of them.
So I think that this is okay. Have you guys seen Falcon Winter Soldier episode 3?
I have.
No, but it's fine.
So Carly says that every time when she first injected herself with the artificial super soldier serum, gosh, her veins felt like they were going to explode. And so I thought of this picture.
Felt like they were on fire.
Right? Like, it's good visualization of that.
This is a good old fiery blue.
And there's a bit about Marvel and DC have both got extremely brutal in both their movies and their comics. There's a whole sequence of this one guy who's a super soldier taking out not only these military guys, but also a bunch of slaves.
Oh, jeez.
He just like they're all dead all around him, and he picks up a gun and just shoots the last one in the chest. So, I don't
wait,
know.
what's the wait? Go back.
Yeah.
So he kills everyone. Okay, one more. And then at the bottom, he's like, "Sorry, wrong guy."
Yeah. So
who's that?
so U.S. agents is kind of hunting down all the old soldiers,
Oh,
and
gotcha.
here's Israel, I believe. Isaiah, sorry, Israel. Isaiah, and he has met this guy, and he bows before him because he's the captain of the captains.
Oh, okay.
And he's like, here's the story of it. Um,
And he's basically like, no, that's not me.
yeah, exactly. They go to all the effort to tell the story, and he's like, no, not me.
I love that every time it seems like they throw US agents somewhere, like he just doesn't do it.
Well,
like,
yeah,
it's like, oh no, the cows are attacking me.
I think that's what they're doing in the show as well. So in episode 3, he gets a little more brutal, right? He's like, well, not brutal. He gets a little more like,
you can tell he's on that like borderline of like, okay,
yeah.
when is he going to start torturing people? You know,
yeah, he kind of says, it doesn't matter how we bring them to justice. They won't ask questions if we do it quickly or something.
Right. It's kind of like if
we do the job,
if we get the results without them knowing how we did it, it won't matter because we got the results.
So, which is somewhat opposite to Captain America. They kind of screwed it up with the treaty, because that's very much the attitude the Cap had with the treaty. He was like, screw the treaty, I'm still going to try and save people.
Right. I'm gonna save people, and I'm gonna do it the way that I think is the way we should do it. Yeah, because his whole thing was basically, well, what if we need to go somewhere to save people, but they tell us we can't?
Yeah.
You know?
I think what they make very clear here is that he's living in the shadow of Cap.
Sure.
And they make that clear in the TV show as well.
What era, or like which what's happened to Captain America in this version of this comic? Like, is this in the next episode? A dragon comes down?
That is a crazy panel.
Someone got all the Dragon Balls.
Yeah.
I believe this is actually a man-made dragon.
Chomp.
They don't address Captain America. I think it's because he's meant to be dead.
Okay, I'm just trying to figure out, like, is this the he's an old man storyline? Is this the he's dead storyline? Is this the
I believe it's his dead, but I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure.
Eventually he'll show up.
That's how it used to work. Like, every time, I didn't see Battlestar bleeding inside the comic, but apparently on the outside you get to see Battlestar bleeding. If you want to read an interesting set of comics, you should read Truth. It's about the super soldiers and what actually happened. So there were thousands of them, and they loaded 300 of them up into a plane and just destroyed the rest of them.
Oh
wow.
So they were really it was a really rough time for super soldiers in general. I think Cap was definitely idolized and iconized. So right. There might be some kind of hatred there from other super soldiers.
Yeah.
But anyhow, this comic sucked.
I didn't read that one enough to give it a...
Well, I'll give it a 1 for you.
All right, cool. I'll give it a 1. Marcel, what do you give it?
A 1.
Okay, cool. We're on the same page then.
Murray, what do you give it?
I thought it was pretty good. I'll give it 1.
I was really sad to see that King of Black is still doing his thing.
Still going.
Yeah.
They'll move on from it eventually. I think there's got to be some subset of Marvel fans that's super into it. It's just every single one I've read, I was like, man, this might be an okay comic, but this King of Black stuff sucks.
Yeah. It's an interesting thing. RWBY or RWBY,
Yeah.
I guess the anime, they did a Justice League crossover for 4 comics.
Oh, huh.
Wow.
I'll have to take a look.
So it's kind of a neat. I wish they did that more often.
More crossovers?
Yeah.
Now that's an interesting, I assume, Superman or Superboy.
Well, the S just keeps getting bigger.
The diamond shape now goes both ways.
Right.
It's if he takes it off, it looks more like a police badge.
And then this is Wonder Woman over here.
Yeah.
Oh.
And this is Batman.
Oh,
with no armor. No
Batman
armor
more
on
like
Batman.
Batman kind of looks more like he's like a discount cat girl.
Cat girl.
And I think who's that supposed to be? I don't know. Honestly, I don't know the RWBY characters well enough to be like, oh, and those ones are from RWBY.
Yeah.
Cat girl's behind him.
Yeah, with a gun or something.
Anyone with a gun is a RWBY character.
Okay. What about Batman? Sometimes has a gun.
Yeah, only in the movies.
I really want to see Superman without the jacket. Like, I just. Oh no, Professor Azopson.
So Batman has like real ears and then bat ears.
Yes, I like this. The uniform ... ellipses.
Looks like Spider-Man's there.
Yeah.
I can't tell if they all don't like or do like Wonder Woman.
I think Wonder Woman looks the best.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe that's what they're like, what? Oh, and then they saw Batman. They're like, wait, what's wrong with you?
And Batman's got this, but he's got all these cuts all over his face. He's like, oh, this went badly once before.
I can detect patterns and unlock puzzles. And I have the Batwing. So he has an okay.
Yeah,
cool.
Looks like a bat.
He definitely
like
has
most
it.
Bat things.
I like that they did it in RWBY style. You know, like them giving each other the stare down in the background.
Sure.
Here. I think Justice League would be a better comic if they used this style.
It's funny as it actually more closely reminds me of the animated series style.
Yes.
I mean, not super close, but close enough.
This guy's got Wanda sunglasses.
Yeah. He stole those from Trigun. They're just the wrong color.
What? This dolphin's got a eye that's on fire.
They're like, oh, by the way, we have to go save this dolphin. He's partially on fire on the inside.
Well, no wonder why he's filled with anger and pain.
Then Batman's like, let me go figure it out.
Want to come with me?
Let me bring the axe.
Speedster.
They gotta go find the Flash.
It'd be really hard to identify exactly where a speed character is.
I was thinking the same, especially by the time you identify it, he's already gone. Oh, see?
High speed.
No, he needs that jacket gone.
What's Superman looking at over here?
He's practicing.
Practicing what?
Gotta sharpen that X-ray vision.
So yeah, it's kind of cool. I think.
Okay.
I think it's kind of cool.
I believe you.
Yeah. Yeah. Otherwise, nothing really exciting happened in comics. They're like doing these weird matchups like Batman and Catwoman because they're meant to be in love. And then we got this weird cover, which doesn't make any sense, which is
Let me tell you a robot secret in what I assume is your ear or microphone area.
It's like, you know how uncomfortable this makes me.
See, you got a hole here. Is it a microphone? Does it spit out water when you go for a swim?
We can only hope.
It's got very weird
Oh.
Yeah. You know, you have one comic that takes the whole page to put a face mask on, and you got another comic that takes the whole page to tear another robot in half.
And then all of his Laffy Taffy came out.
I mean, in the Transformer world, this is murder.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Can you imagine if they showed Lex pulling Superman apart like this? You'd be like, what rating is this comic? Yeah, I don't know. The Transformer videos have got comics have got very boring. Although these guys look like they've been through war.
Yep.
That one goes melty. Melty fresh. Okay, so here's my question about Transformers. If they get shot, which happens a lot to Transformers.
Yeah.
Can they
can't imagine.
Can they still convert? Because I imagine that
or it's like one gear out of place and they're like
right. Or like the bulge of the bullet hole like stops the panel from going down. So like he's running in animal form and it's like
the Transformer sound would be a lot worse if that were the case.
I don't know. It just seems to me like no matter what happens to them, they can still transform into whatever they want to.
But at least we know it's a Transformers comic because there's so much talking throughout the
Yeah, I just
comic.
happened to be on the page that has no talking.
Thank goodness. Finally have one. A few. And I was also going to comment about how they don't transform that much. So here we go.
This lazy art where you take the same character and you just change his facial expression 5 times and you have 5 different panels. Yeah. What you guys got planned for the weekend? Anything awesome?
I don't think so.
Sounds exciting.
I'm gonna whisper in his ear now.
Yeah. Wonder what his Laffy Taffy.
I like strawberry.
Joke's on him. It's going to be the banana.
I love the banana.
Oh, cool. You're one of those.
You're one of those.
Hey, what do you mean?
No. I am also one of those. Like, there's people who are okay with that artificial candy
what he meant to
banana
say was you're
flavor,
one of us.
and there's people who aren't, and they hate it. Like, I love it. Like the banana runts and like banana Laffy Taffy. Like
banana milkshakes.
I love those flavors, but there's some people that are just like, oh, it's so gross, candy banana flavor. I'm like, settle down. I'm not gonna murder anybody. I just like fake banana flavor.
Wow, that was a very complete sentence there, Rob.
Yeah, that was. I really.
Can we quote you on that?
You should. If you can spell it, you can quote me on it. That really was meant to be a real sentence, and then I just could not put it together.
It's okay. We understand.
Oh, good. That makes one of us.
I tried to watch this movie today.
I liked the timestamp of like, all right, I'm gonna watch this movie and rate it up live. And then like an hour later, it's like, I can't do this anymore.
Yeah. So I got to about an hour in, like 15 minutes or something. And I just was like, I'm exhausted from talking all the time because there's nothing good to just sit and watch.
Right.
It took them 45 minutes to show that they have powers that don't just benefit them. And it took them another 10 minutes of that to save a human. We've already established these people. They were in a whole nother movie. Anyhow, it was awful. It was awful. So are you going to watch Redbird and Trigon?
I did at lunchtime.
I'm gonna be catching up on King Kong versus Godzilla or whatever it's called.
Oh, you should definitely do that.
Yeah.
What's funny, the reviews are great.
Yeah, I know it's great by Marcel's review. I read all of it.
Actually, it was not bad for me. I thought it was actually pretty good.
You actually said that at the end.
Yeah, my final summary is exactly how I feel about it. Wait, I'm gonna read it.
Yeah, you should. Yeah, read it. I don't know what word to search for so you can find it.
No, I started to read the review of Falcon, and
that got a much worse review.
Yeah, I gave it a 3 out of 10, and I think I called them idiots more than once. Rob, I really like the soda you made.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Do I have? Yeah, I do. I do have one. Here's one here. There's us being idiots.
Us making beer.
And that was us making. I probably still have that beer too. And then there's the.
I gave all mine to Murray.
Knowing
that he's an alcoholic. All right.
Yeah, it certainly helps.
5.5 out of 10. Anything above a 5, I like.
Okay.
The acting was really rough. CG looked beautiful in ideal light conditions, but rough everywhere else. They gave the CG people a really hard time. Like half of the movies at night in the water. Okay, trying to do hair. Plot was thin. It's a Godzilla King Kong movie. I mean, what are you gonna do? Storytelling was thinner. Writing interjected humor at every opportunity, regardless of appropriateness. The setting could have been anywhere, but like all other attempted blockbuster, it's in a densely populated area to maximize casualties. It's easiest to care for Kong, even though it's a buddy cop movie. The role of Gia, who's a little girl in it, was performed wonderfully by Kaylee Huddle and stood out from the rest of the cast. The low point acting was Isa Gonzalez, who's the daughter of whatever.
Godzilla.
Yeah. And Julian Denson, who's the New Zealand kid that you want to kill after the first scene. We can hope they never act again. Special mention to the director who messed this one up and made it feel like a low-budget horror movie he's used to directing. 2 fun games. This is for you, Murray. Drink every time a monster character changes size, and drink everything a human. Drink every time a human probably dies. You will die from alcohol poisoning in both cases.
Wow.
So the director's only done horror movies.
Yeah.
And then he did this. And so what happened was he framed all his shots very well, but he didn't take into consideration a 70-foot monster in the shot. So it looks like the 3D guys had to shrink the monsters down to fit inside the green screen shot. That was kind of jarring. And then the CG in the rain and the snow was really rough. And it's the same CG house as DC uses.
Oh.
So, but when Kong is in sunlight and is happy and high-fiving other King Kongs.
Well, I'm glad I'm going to see those scenes.
He looks great. He looks really good. He walks like a human, which is a little odd. So look for that moment. These moments are all in the first 5 minutes. So,
okay.
I'm not giving into any spoilers away. But I thought it was good.
Can't wait.
It made me want to watch the monsters. The other one, the monsters.
Oh God.
The Godzilla and the King Kong.
Oh
movie.
yeah. Well, I remember that one. It was really loud.
I still think my rating is Kong Skull Island as a top, followed by this one, followed by Godzilla, followed by King of Monsters.
Which one has a fat guy that dies?
Jurassic Park.
Well, a lot of them,
Oh.
a lot of people die. So probably, well, okay, maybe the least fat people die in Kong Skull Island,
Yeah, but
and it has
Okay.
Loki in it,
oh,
or whoever plays. Oh, and Nick Fury.
does he have the
Yes, he appears out of nowhere.
Yeah, he does. And that's how we get the tie-in to the monster universe from the MCU.
Yes. Great crossover material.
Anyways, guys, it's 6 o'clock. It was great to talk to you. I don't really care what we talk about, but it's always great to talk to you guys and see you guys.
Yeah, likewise.
One day we'll be able to do this in person.
Yeah, and high five like King Kong in Hong Kong.
Yeah, I don't even know how to high five anymore. I think I've forgotten.
Okay, we'll
You
figure
kind
it
of
out.
try, you like look at the other person's elbow,
go.
and that kind of helps. Yeah,
All right.
it'll be good.
All right, guys.
Thanks, guys.
See ya.
Bye.
Later.